Going on, you guys? Nick here, Mr. Millionaire Insight. It's been a minute since I've been live on YouTube. It's good to be live again on YouTube. I really do need to dedicate a little bit more time in my schedule to go live on YouTube. And I was thinking about this before I got on here. I used to use a platform called oh gosh, why did I have the platform in my head and not have the platform in my head right now? It's a multi-streaming platform, not Restream. Oh gosh, why can't I remember the name of the platform now? Um, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the platform right now. But it has like a green duck. Um, oh gosh, it's gonna bother me. But in any case, my name is Nicholas Francis, aka Mr. Millionaire Insight. I help people make money online. I help people monetize their social media platforms. But I figured I'd come hang out with you guys for a few minutes because I haven't given YouTube some love in the live department in a minute. So um, I miss it honestly because it's been a minute. Like I understand like other social media platforms are more popular as far as live streaming because your YouTube audience has to be built. It takes a little bit more dedication, a little bit more time to build up where you have live attendance and things like that, like consistent live attendance. And you know, but there's just something about it that like I see people live on here now that are like live talking about a myriad of different things, right? Just like any other platform. But it's like, man, I haven't gone live in a minute on YouTube. But it's because I've been so busy with building my brand on here. Like you'll see like my shorts are taken off, I'm thankful to God for that. I'm always grateful to God for that. But just in a space where building on other platforms, because I was honestly scared to build on YouTube for a long time, but going live and not having everybody show up because I didn't have the right mindset, that was one thing that really kind of hampered my growth on here. And when I got my head on straight, so to speak, when I got my mind right, oh yeah, things started to take off a little bit because one thing I will tell you guys, like if you want to make money online, like, and it doesn't matter what it is, it could be Shopify, it could be being an Amazon influencer, being a influencer on TikTok or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You got to believe it long before anybody else does. And if you don't believe it, why would anybody else believe it? You got to be your first biggest fan, right? And you got to believe it wholeheartedly because there will be people, even when you do believe it, there will be people that doubt you. That even after, like guys, even after I made like literal 5-figure months from home, there were literally people saying, "Yeah, he didn't do that." Right? Yeah, his program is probably a nothing like somebody actually said this. Like his program seems like a nothing burger, right? Meaning if you went even if you went back then, like I was teaching people how to create content, how to make your content discoverable on social media with search engine optimization, right? Because that had to get like, excuse me, you have to understand if you want to make money in the knowledge space, you want to bring something valuable to the knowledge space. It could be the most valuable thing on the planet. But if nobody knows, then that's a problem, right? If nobody knows what you have and why it's valuable and why it's valuable to you, it might as well be like a drop in the middle of the ocean, right? It might as well be that tree that falls in the middle of the forest and nobody hears. But making your content searchable, right? Thinking up of what people search in order to get to what your video talks about or what your live stream talks about. Like my live stream today is literally best ways to make money online in 2026. You think people might be searching that in the coming weeks? It's about to be Christmas this coming Thursday, right? In 7 days, it's going to be Christmas. And right after Christmas, it's going to be New Year's, right? And here, even in this live stream, I'm going to give it to you right now, right? You want to be able to make income on social media, you have to give value. What do you mean by value? Value is a problem that you've solved, not just any old problem. Like I used to think. I used to think like it's just any old problem being solved. No, it's not any old problem. It's a problem you solve for you, right? Even if you think of food videos, right? What is it? I don't know how to make this. I really think it looks good. It might taste good. So let me figure out how to make this. Somebody showing people how to make it. The creator makes that thing, and then they present the result and how good they feel about what they made, how it tastes, and all that kind of stuff. That is the value, the problem you have solved for you. It's not just solving problems like they tell you in entrepreneurship. Yes, entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs solve problems, but entrepreneurs solve problems that they had. They saw a problem, they solved it, and now they tell people how to get to that solution. And this is the thing, it's as simple as even on this platform. This has become a how to platform. How to change a tire, how to change a battery, how to change my headlights, how to bake sourdough bread, how to understand my 1040 EZ, right? How to understand whatever, right? How to do this, right? The problem is, I don't know how to do it. A creator has a solution, and more often than not, you have something that you can charge for as a creator that people will pay you for, right? Now, my solution is marketing, and my solution is how to become the hunted in business because nobody likes making phone calls. Nobody likes sending incessant emails and DMs and things like that because why? It takes time. We don't got time for that. Most of us have families. Most of us have spouses that we want to make sure and be there for and build a relationship with. We have vacations that we want to go on. We have family to take care of in some cases. You don't have the time to dedicate to spending hours and hours trying to build a business. And speaking of building a business, now in 2025 into 26 and beyond, literally you don't even have to build the business because of digital franchising. Now everybody knows about things like Chick-fil-A, right? Things like Chick-fil-A, T-Mobile, Burger King, what's this called, Verizon, right? You'll hear of businesses that are franchises and things that are corporate owned, corporate stores and things like that. Owning a process, products, and a set of skills that you get to learn, right? You get to do all of that, and somebody else designed it, somebody else maintains it, somebody else created it, but you get to make profits off of it. Everybody knows about franchising. Did you know that digital franchising was a thing? A virtual product that provides a intangible solution that you don't have to design, create, or maintain. But in this case, in this live stream, I'm talking about how you can make 100%. In 2023, I did that. I invested in a pre built franchise. I learned how to market myself properly. I learned how content creation works to convert. I learned how to understand the science of online marketing and why people buy what it is they buy because people buy people and transformations, not product and service, right? It's just a constant, right? So if you understand that, you can understand how you can work that into your favor because I understood that I wasn't marketing correctly because I was chasing after people. And I didn't want to chase after people because it was taking up too much of my life, right? And I decided that I would learn how to do that so people can find me, how I can be magnetic on social media, right? So people would find me through things like attraction marketing, right? So thinking about that, I wanted to also automate my business because I understood that according to the quote, I can't remember who quoted it. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And I found a way, several ways, to make money while you sleep. And the key to that is automation systems. So whether it's 6 p.m. in the evening or 6 a.m. in the morning, somebody can see my content, find value in my content, see the solution that I found to my problem in my content. And because they have that problem too, they can go purchase that solution from me. And that can happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And with the right blueprint, with the right strategies and with the right franchise, you can literally have things change quickly. Now, I'm not saying this is overnight. I'm saying this can change your life quicker than the traditional plan we've been given. Because unlike the plan that we've been given, it does not have to take 8 to 10 to 12 hours, 15 hours to make a livable wage, right? Especially because you're the one that's going to be writing the paycheck, right? Because you're going to be presenting solutions to problems that you had, that because you're not the only one on the planet with those problems, i.e., not being able to spend enough time with your kids, working way too much for back breaking hours for little pay for disappearing paycheck. How many people have those? How many people have those problems? Spending way too much time outside of your house and not enough time with the people that you and God created, right? That's the thing. God used you to create some humans, and you don't even get to see them. They get visitation rights with you because of the system that you thought was normal, or that you were taught was normal, right? Trade 8 to 10 hours a day to be able to make a non livable wage. Because let's be honest, with inflation the way it is in America, 3.5% is what wages are up, and then inflation is 3%. Like it's barely doing anything. So you're making more money now than you have ever made in America in history, but it don't feel like it. Why? Because for one, the $20 or $25 an hour that you make now, it don't go as far because food is high, gas is high, insurance is high, everything high, right? So you may be making more money, but you're not keeping more money. People still have less money in their savings now than they did 10 years ago. So much so that Gen Z and millennials are literally thinking, is owning a house even worth it? The American dream was the white picket fence. The American dream was maybe one day I can own some land, put a house on it, and raise a family. 2 to 4, maybe 6 kids, right? I have two myself. I'm blessed to have them. But people are foregoing marriages, they're foregoing kids, they're foregoing buying a house. Why? Because it's too expensive. And do you think, even though our current president in the United States, even though he says the country's never been hotter, the affordability has never been stronger, that's a lot. Look around. You tell me. You tell me if you didn't have to go from Charmin 2 ply to that 1 ply you get at the dollar store because things are just too high. And that's the thing. The government, and listen to me, regardless to who, right or left, because the biggest illusion, the biggest lie they have ever told us as Americans is that it's about right versus left. They both not doing enough to help the American populace. They're both not doing enough. And what they are doing is still not helping us. And when all of them make over $100,000 a year, all of them, it's really hard to see the problems on Main Street when Main Street is only making about maybe 50, 70 grand a year. And the thing about it was, man, like I remember when it was a goal, like, maybe I might not. I used to say when I was like 16, I was like 17 or 18, maybe I may not get to six figures, but if I could make 50 to 70 grand, man, I would be set. Do you know there are people today that are making 80 to 100 grand and they're barely treading water? Why? Because the income that they make, even though they're making more than their parents did, the dollar ain't going far enough. So what are you going to do? You're going to beg your boss for another raise? You're going to beg your boss who knows that your salary increase that you're hoping for is in their expense column, and they've been taught in business school to keep their expenses low and to keep their revenues high. Guess where your salary increase is? Revenue or expense, right? That's the conversation that need to be had. That's why they want to give you 50-cent raises, 75-cent raises, $1.75, $2 raises per hour. And when you don't know how much people can make, what's possible out there, you'll be like, yeah, what? You be going out on the town, you got a $2 raise, and you go turn up and spend like $250? That is the worst plan ever since plans have been invented. Let me tell you that right now. Like, seriously. Now it's not even a question if you need two incomes in a household. You need two incomes in a household. But here's what you don't need. You don't need less control over your life, less control over your time, less control over the right to be with your family when income happens. You deserve to have income happen around your life, not life happen around your income. And learning a simple skill, 3 hours a day. There's colleges charging $130,000 to learn digital marketing. 130,000. And I got into learning these skills and creating 4 to 5 figure months from home for less than the cost of an iPhone 17 at the time of this recording. It's really up to you. Do you want to be free, or do you want to keep second guessing? Maybe it's real, maybe it's true, maybe I could do it. No, if I can do it, so can you. I'll leave you guys with this. Roger Bannister was a man, he was an athlete, right? He was a guy known for the mile, right? The 10-minute mile. Do you know before Roger Bannister actually beat that record? Well, actually set that record. Before Roger Bannister set that record, he actually was made fun of. Like the day he went to the track to set that record, right? To give it the old college try, doctors, EMTs showed up, and the press showed up, family showed up, and they all told him he was crazy for doing it. He was insane for doing it. His heart will explode, all that kind of stuff. Nobody did a 10-minute mile until he did. And when he did, people started doing it in droves. People started doing it in droves. Till a 10-minute mile today is slow, right? And that's the thing you have to understand. Yes, your family and friends will say, oh, well, none of us have ever built a digital business before. Okay, I'll be the first. I'll be the first. That's it. That's where the conversation stops. Why? Because you're getting mentorship as to how you can market your business. You're getting something to practice with while you learn. And you're also getting the ability to have multiple income streams. My students start with 13 that I built, that I designed, that I created, that I give to them for trusting in my leadership, trusting in my guidance, and trusting the fact that I am going to teach them the most valuable skill in human history. I call it the I know a dude income stream, right? Because how many businesses need to know about how to market their business better? Is that some businesses or all businesses? So every business on the planet has that problem. They need to market their business better so they have their customers coming to them instead of them having to chase their customers. Anytime you stop running, anytime you stop chasing people to hopefully buy something from your business, no. And you worried about family and friends. What family gonna say if you did built a digital business? Listen, let me ask you something. If you were making $250,000 a month, do you care what they think? No. So if you wouldn't care what they think then, why would you care what they think now if you're on that path, right? Just like Roger Bannister, when he knew that it was that time for him to cross that finish line, did he get that burst of energy? Probably so. Because why? He saw the end of the race and his heart didn't explode, right? He didn't die on the track that day, right? He did it. Everybody has this mindset of what if it doesn't work? What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't learn the things that I need to learn? What if I don't get my money's worth? What if you did? That's a mindset thing. That's not a process thing. That's not a can I learn marketing? Can I learn content creation? Can I learn automations? No, that's a mindset thing, right? So, guys, this is the thing, man. We're literally weeks away from 2026. And I'm telling you guys, the best decision I ever made in business, best decision, hands down, was deciding to say yes to the fact that I didn't know what I didn't know about digital franchising, about automating my business, about understanding the science behind online marketing. And now because I do and I know how to look at the landscape better, look at social media and learn to think like a marketer, I see opportunities to create income. It's one of the reasons the center stage protocol has been created because I realize people are not buying products and services. They're not buying a hat. They're buying the connection with me because they see value in me and they respect me and they admire me or what I represent. They buy the hat. So when they buy the hat, they feel a little bit closer to me. It's the same thing with services, right? You go to your barber, you go to your hairdresser, not just because they can do good hair, but because you can trust them, because you have a connection with them, because you can laugh with them or enjoy the time that you're there with them, and they can provide a good service. That is secondary. And you would pay for good connection over pay. You would almost let service slip a little bit, but you have a great relationship with the business, right? No? So how many of y'all actually still go to McDonald's? Oh, you didn't think I was gonna go there, huh? The food is not that great, but because it was a part of your childhood, because you associated with a memory from a happy time in your childhood, getting them 79 cent and 69-cent cheeseburgers on a Friday night before you go to Blockbuster, right? Oh, we going back there now, but it's the connection that you had. So even now that even the food, the flavor of the food dropped off, you still go to McDonald's. One, convenience, but mostly it's because of the connection to that intangible feeling of this is what I experienced when I was younger, right? So you have a choice. You could do something different today. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I stopped believing in them things years ago. Why? Because it's a construct for weak-minded people. And that might sound a little harsh, but it's the truth. If you want to know why I say that, it's because how many resolutions that I set that never came to fruition until I changed how my mind worked, until I started to improve and renew my mind, right? That's the truth. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions anymore. I believe in a new day resolution. A new day resolution is much more effective than a new year resolution because a new day resolution starts today. A new year resolution never comes. Think about that. You might want to revisit that later. A new year's resolution never comes because a resolve is you turning, cutting off all other avenues to decide that you're going to go this way and you're committed to going this way. And by and large, most people don't. Think about this: gym memberships soar in January. As a matter of fact, most gym owners, most CEOs of big name fitness clubs, they make most of their profits in January. But what happens by the time February 14th? Valentine's Day, the gym is a ghost town. If you don't believe me, look at it for yourself. It's not that the gym don't work. The gym works 100% of the time. But you know what doesn't work? Our mindset. It doesn't always work the way it's supposed to. Gyms work 100% of the time. So if you go to the gym and you eat right every single day, you will lose weight. It's just a logical fact. And the very same way, if you have a process that teaches you how to get your business in front of more people, and you learn how to do that while you're sleeping, and you have a pre built franchise, and you have automations that run for you 24/7, 365, it is not an if anymore. It's when. So you decide when it's time for things to change in your life. If you want to learn more, go to the top of my video, the top of my channel, to go to kingdomdigitalacademy.com, enter your email, follow the instructions in that video, go enter your email, and when you get to the thank you page, just scroll down and you'll see the learning paths that are also franchises. There are installment plans for every one of them. Get in where you fit in. Because if you don't do anything, it won't mean anything. But if you do something, it could change everything. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being on the live today. I appreciate you so much. If you have any questions, get on my email list by going to kingdomdigitalacademy.com and just responding to where the email that says, here's your blueprint. Just hit reply, and I'll be glad to answer any questions for you guys. Go down into the show notes if you need a link, and you will be able to get access to answer as many questions, to ask as many questions as you need to have answered. All right, just give me 24 to 48 hours. I'll do my best to respond to as many of them as I can because you deserve to have a life that you don't have to vacation from. You deserve to have income happening around your life. All right? I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And until next time, guys, live life, love God. See you when I see you.